Hello guys, welcome to Bradster Vlogs. Today we're going to be doing a scenario where if Europe started colonizing again. This is not supposed to be literal, this is only for fun. Give me a second, I gotta fill in this. Boom! So if Europe started colonizing the world again, let's see what would happen. The countries that will be colonizing today are some big ones. Not like big in size, but I mean like big in power. First, I just gotta draw on the independence of Kosovo. Because it needs to be there. Now that that's done, the countries that will colonize in orange will be Portugal. That's red actually. In red, Britain. So in orange, Portugal. In yellow, Spain. In blue, France. In green, Italy. And finally, and actually there's two more. In tan, Turkey. Oopsie. Sorry. In tan, Turkey. And finally, in brown, Germany. How this is going to work is these countries are going to start colonizing. They're going to have to fight some war to get to their colonies. But they will still start out with their already existing territory. Like Britain will still have all of this to themselves. They'll still have this island. Oops. No, they won't get the entire ocean. Sorry. Let's see. Sorry. Whatever. There we go. Actually, I gotta do something. I just gotta erase some island. Because they'd be impossible to draw. These islands are impossible to draw on, so we're just gonna... And I'm gonna click the fill button. Fill, 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 fill. Done. Now that all of those have been done, let's see what happened at the start. Let's start with right here in central, kind of central Europe. So right now, these are the main borders of these countries. But in this scenario, they will be trying to be taken over by Germany to the Netherlands. The Netherlands will be taken over by Germany. Like this. Germany will expand their borders upward. Up all the way to this island owned by Denmark. And after they've already started colonizing up here, soon after, the whole Netherlands will be conquered by Germany. Next, France will come in from the north and take over Belgium and Luxembourg. Making the entire border completely gone. Making the border of the two countries kind of closer. is France takes a bit out of Germany. But right now they're fine with it. It's just a tiny bit. Sorry, I keep dropping a dice. I had a dice in my hand. Next, Britain will start expanding their land. First, starting by taking over Ireland. If they come in, right now, anything that's trying to be taken over by another country will be in purple. I don't know why purple, but I'm gonna pick purple. But then first they've gotten into actual Northern Ireland. They got into Northern Ireland. They started to take over from there. They've started actually taking over the northern bit of Ireland. After that, they expand their borders west. And then going south, taking over most of Northern Ireland. Not the actual part of Northern Ireland owned by the British, like the actual northern bit of the country of Ireland. I'm just saying, like, yeah, if I say Northern Ireland, I'm talking about the northern part of Ireland, not the actual country of Northern Ireland. And then soon after they've taken over, the entire British Isles will be completely controlled by the British. As they secure the borders with the Irish. Now that has happened, Italy will be the first to go off the European continent. But first they will have to take over some stuff near them. First they're starting off by taking over San Marino and Vatican City. Then next taking over Malta, which is not drawn on this map. Then they land in Tunisia. They start taking over the country. All of northern Tunisia is now under the control of the Italians, as the entire thing is completely under their control. But as they secure the borders with the Algerians to one side of them, they completely take over all of Tunisia as their own. And then Turkey starts wanting to expand. First going in here, the Middle East, the northern part of the Middle East, as they want to try to reform the Ottoman Empire. As they start by annexing all of northern Cyprus, and then annexing all of Cyprus, making Cyprus completely Turkish. And then start flowing in from the borders of Syria. They flow in from the borders of Syria, making a hole in the border. Then after that, taking complete control of the entire Syrian border. It's taking over all of Syria. Then they expand by taking Lebanon, Jordan, Israel, and Palestine. Now with Iraq. Which is kind of a problem. Considering how big all these countries are. Making Turkey the biggest country that was in Europe expanding. Taking over multiple countries at a time. Yep, soon after, all of these countries were fully analyzed. Annexed, sorry. Then they take over one of the islands of Greece. And that's the end of Turkey for right now. They're almost formed the Ottoman Empire already. Then comes Spain and Portugal, the next powers to take over. First, Portugal dominates. On the islands. On these islands, they completely dominate. I can't really show you that because it's completely... Give me a second, I'm just gonna draw it out. These islands are too small to actually be shown on the screen. So no one can really take them over if they're too small to even be seen. The Canary Islands will still have their main island. Nothing else. But all of these islands up here are gone. Now that that's happened, Spain and Portugal try to expand. As Portugal completely takes control of the Canaries. They take complete control of the Canary Islands. Let's just make it like that. And then Spain takes control of Morocco, Western Sahara, and Mauritania. Making Spain super powerful, as they've taken over 3 African countries already. Which is pretty big. Even though Turkey took over most of they took over all of northern Arabia. Not Saudi Arabia, I mean like the Arabian subcontinent. Turkey and Spain are the biggest right now. France, Germany, the UK, and then Portugal. Actually, then Italy, and then Portugal. Yeah, I can't really count right now. I'll say it at the end. After that, Switzerland is trying to be divided up into pieces. But Liechtenstein was taken over by Italy. I think it's pronounced Liechtenstein. I don't really know how to pronounce that country. Then France seized control of all of this whole bit of Switzerland. Actually, as France takes control of it, it's Italy completely takes over it before anyone else does. Italy dominates the entire country. Same with Austria and Slovenia. They take over France's island, Corsica. And the French aren't too happy about that. So they do a counterattack, getting their islands back, plus getting one of Italy's islands, then taking over Sicily. Then Italy starts a war with France, ending pretty badly, as Italy breaches the border. But then France takes over, taking over the entire country and all of their land, making France the second biggest. And Portugal is still the smallest. If that happens, France takes over some more land in their borders. And now France is the second biggest country. Besides, well, Turkey. And then next is Spain. But then some Italian troops still manage to stay in Tunisia. For now. For now, all of it's all been taken care of. But then some German soldiers come in from around there, not to take over any of France's land, but taking over their neighboring countries. Denmark, Czechia, Slovakia, and Poland. All going completely under their rule. I don't think I'm gonna do the borders anymore. You just go for it, okay? I don't really, because that takes way too long. But then those Tunisian troops were stationed start to take over their nearby land by taking over Algeria and Libya. But then the Spanish catch on to this and take control of Algeria, Tunisia, and Libya. Also with Mali, and Senegal. Burkina Faso, Niger, and Nigeria, and every country on this coast of the continent, which is pretty crazy. But then somehow Libya regains their independence, along with most of the other countries, regain their sovereignty. Spain's colonies depreciate, leaving Spain with only these countries left. All of the other ones revolting. But next, Turkey starts taking over. They take over Egypt, Sudan, and all of Arabia. With all of Greece, Bulgaria, Macedonia, and Albania, and all of the Arabian continent, taking over most of this coast of Africa. But then a revolt happens, getting some of those countries back their freedom and independence. But Egypt and Sudan are still under the control of the Turkish. Then the British start taking other places, to Iceland, Greenland, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. And after that, they take over Slargward, or however you pronounce it. Then taking over Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Kyrgyzstan, making a British Northern Empire as they come into Canada, taking over some of the northern islands, taking over a lot of northern Canada, taking most of the bigger islands of Canada. Oopsie, that's not an island. This is what the world looks like right now. It's not too bad. None of it. Most of Asia's fine. The Americas are mostly fine, except for Canada, Greenland, and Iceland being taken over. Europe and Africa are kind of a mess. The Arabian subcontinent's a disaster. It's not a disaster, but I mean, like, it's completely taken over. But now, the French start sending troops, taking over Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and Niger, along with Chad. Actually, half of Chad. Yeah, really only half of Chad. The other half managed to stay independent. Yeah, but that's a lot of Chad. They took the entire northern part of Chad. And after that, the Americans catch on to what they're doing and become a colonist as well. Actually, they join with Canada to stop any invasion of North or South America. But what they didn't know is French troops have already arrived in French Guiana, in Suriname, Guyana, and Brazil. Actually, and then Portugal coming in, swooping in to destroy Brazil. Not destroy it, but I mean take it over along with Colombia, Venezuela, Ecuador, and Peru. All of Panama. Panama tells the United States, and they come for war. As the Portuguese are about to take over Costa Rica, the French ally with the United States, with Venezuela. Venezuela and Colombia going back to the French, and they split in Panama. It's split between three halves. The Portuguese half, the French half, and the American half. Yeah, three halves of a country, one owned by each nation. This is a big problem for all of these countries. Then as America starts grabbing up all these Central American countries along with Mexico, Cuba, Jamaica, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. But what they didn't know was Britain would swoop in, taking over all of those islands for themselves, taking over the Portuguese part of Panama, and the French side as well, with Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela, and with Peru. They swoop in. They also take Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and all of Panama. That's the end for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode of this series. Bye, guys. Radster out.